It's your boy Karim Bitar, and as you can see here, we are with the musical legend that is Durand Bernarr in the cut. How are you, my friend?
I feel rested and tired all at the same time. You ever got too much rest? It's like, ooh, we went overboard. But no, you can't, for me, you can never have too much rest. Rest is how you get charged up.
But to be honest, I'm not surprised. I heard you brought the house down yesterday, the Jazz Cafe, and I'm going to be asking you about that a bit later. But I want to ask you firstly, have you heard of the phrase, jack of all trades, master of none?
Yes.
Okay. You're looking confused. You should look confused. Because I think you're the opposite of that. Okay?
Oh.
So when you're a jack of all trades, master of none, you're kind of good at a lot of things, but not a master of one thing. I think you're master of all trades, jack of none. Let me tell you why. Because we're going to start with the vocal range. You're giving us everything. We can go baritone. We can go falsetto. We can do anything. I've lost count of the number of genres that you've jumped on. It's ridiculous. You're the genre-bending artist of the century, okay? Stage presence, energy, spectacular. Like, absolutely spectacular. I mean, I saw someone called you gangster musical theatre, like your sound, which is...
Queen Herbie.
Yeah, so, I mean, that just sums it up for me. Can you try and help me understand the master of music, please? Like, I can't even comprehend.
Well, the title Gangster Musical Theater it encompasses a lot more than just a genre. It's more of a how you can present yourself. So the gangster aspect of it is the confidence, it's the audacity, tenaciousness, being a bad bitch and that nigga. You know, it's encompassing that. And then we have the theater part of it, which is the colorfulness, the flamboyance, the antics, you know, the shuffling around, the letting different parts of our personalities shine, you know, depending on how we feel. So it goes beyond the music and more so of just myself as a person.
There's a phrase we've coined here in London, which is maximum flamboyance. And
Flamboyance?
I think you encapsulate maximum flamboyance.
I love it.
Yeah, so I think that's you. But I need to ask you something serious right now. You clearly hate me.
No.
Why do you hate me?
What?
You showed me 2 times in my life that you hate me.
Wow,
Let me tell you why.
this?
In 2020, you dropped Durand, okay?
Okay.
And in 2022, you dropped Wanderlust. You clearly hate me because do I not deserve to hear Mango Butter on vinyl? What's going on? I go on your merch website, I'm seeing some nice drip, I'm seeing jumpers, I'm seeing actual Mango Butter. But when I want to buy a vinyl, you hate me. Why do you hate me?
Well, if that's the case, I must hate myself because we have not gotten them printed. That is still, it takes a minute.
That's not good enough.
I know it's not. We just need to get the vinyls printed. That's just what it is. I need to be able to roll up on these covers. Yeah, we put some effort into to the artwork. You know, that was one of the things back in the day when you would go crate digging, or just in albums. Period. Like there was just thought being put into the cover art. The cover art encapsulates everything that the album is trying to convey. So. Yes, I need to get those printed. They take like 6 months. So
You hate an entire generation of British kids. You've taken away this joy. Let me tell you why. I'm getting on to you because I want you to do better. Because I want to be going into a record store and I want to be, you know, that crate digging. I want to be doing the little fingers and I want to find the Durand Bernarr.
You must.
You're robbing us of that feeling.
I know. We'll get that together. As Ariana Grande said, soon.
Soon.
As in between now and 6 years.
Listen,
Not that long.
I'll keep my eye out for 6 years. After the 6 years, I'm out.
Yeah.
There's another thing I want to ask you about. And I was actually talking to your manager, Eliana, before about this. And I want to hear what you call it. But I'm going to try and replicate it now. Okay. Are you ready? And this. Let me do it one more time. Let me try it. That's the maximum. That's the maximum flamboyance.
The maximum.
Is it called the hand? Is it called the pull down? How did it come about? I want to hear everything about it.
I feel like the very first time that I did it, I had just paid my rent, and I got in the car, and I just had to talk about, So I went in there and I paid my rent. You know, it's the first of the month, and the teller goes, "Would you like a receipt?" And I'm like, "I don't need that kind of negativity in my life." And so but in the beginning of the video, like you just see like my window and trees, and I'm just like, huh. So anyway, like it wasn't anything that I thought that needs to be a thing. It was just like, let me pull y'all into frame because y'all are always distracted. So it's me gathering your attention.
Gathering the attention, but I almost feel like it's something transitional as well. So if someone says something a bit left, listen, bring it back to me. Let's talk business. And was I doing the shape right? Is it like because I've seen
it's
different
like you
videos,
reach up and then you bring it down.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
or it could be to the side, and because I've done it to the side. One time I did it going up.
Because I studied it. I have to say, I actually studied it. I looked through the different videos on TikTok and the gram, and there are different angles. There's different speeds. There's different things.
Yeah.
Will there be a different angle every time? And will this be now your trademark start to every video?
It's usually when I'm given like a TED talk, almost like I need your attention because this is what's going on versus, hey y'all, this is blah, 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 blah. No, it's like everybody says, anytime I see that hand, I know we in for, a lesson or something. I just did one the other day about altruism. Yeah. I learned that word.
I saw that.
Yeah.
You're saying sometimes you've been too altruistic in the past.
No, not well. Yes, I think we all have. I haven't dealt with that in a while. There is a certain amount that you need, but it's more so putting other people's feelings and their well-being before your own. Yeah. That's really what it is. And while there is room for that, that cannot be the foundation of how you move, because there are going to be serious drawbacks from that. Yeah. You're going to be depleted because you're pouring from a cup where you need to make sure that it's full, and you're making sure everybody else's cup is full. So
we got one live and direct. You see it, and when you finish it, you kind of put it back.
That is hilarious.
Because when you're dropping those sort of gems, you kind of just got to be like, all right, I'm back to you in the studio.
That is hilarious. I've not brought it back up. That's hilarious. Yes.
If I see you bring it back up in one of the videos, it's gonna warm my heart. Just be like there was a brother in London. Karim.
It'll be a shout out to you for sure.
I met my guy Karim. This guy, he's crazy. He told me about this. Cool. All right, we've spoken about the hand. Well, the pull down. What are we calling it? The pull down?
It's the gathering.
The gathering. I like that. That's powerful. The gathering. Ileana knows. Come on, the gathering. We've spoken about why you hated me, and we've resolved our differences. I feel like it's all love again. The love's cool. We spoke about you being the master of music. I want to know, live and direct, yesterday and today. So yesterday, you brought the house down at the Jazz Cafe. You're performing there again tonight. What happened last night? How did it go down? How do you feel? That's the first part of the question. Second part, what can people expect tonight? Is there a surprise in store compared to last night?
Well, each room gets something slightly different, whether that be, of course, it's going to be an outfit change. It might be a difference in the sequencing of what I feel like performing. Last night was a moment because you got to hit Jazz Cafe at some point, you know. So I'm glad that I was able to not only do one night, but 2 nights. And they were ready. They were ready to hear music. They were ready to enjoy themselves. I gave Bugs Bunny last night. If they notice my carrot brooch.
The drip's always different, I have to say, by the way. You always come correct with the fashion. So
it's just because we have help, you know.
You said someone styling you is a love language when we were speaking earlier?
Oh, so dressing someone can be a love language because they are putting in effort to see what you look like with their imagination. And also, they don't want you out here looking crazy. They want you to look great. So, yeah.
So when I dress myself, it's self-love. It's kind of when I dress myself really well and I come out of the house looking like $1 million.
And
It's
you
self-love
smell
as well.
good. Or sometimes you want to give high-class homeless man.
I hate that artful dishevelment.
You know,
that
and really,
kind of vibe.
a high-class homeless man is just, sometimes I don't feel like ironing a shirt, as long as I smell good. That's all that matters.
It's a movement. It's a
Yes.
movement. But sorry, I interrupted you on in the jazz cafe. You were telling us.
Yes. So we gave Bugs Bunny, and also had singers with me.
The vocals, by the way, you guys were bouncing off each other like crazy. And by the way, live, if anyone hasn't seen this man live,
You're cheating yourself.
you're cheating yourself. You have to, and you're cheating us with the vinyl. But I keep bringing it up, and it's a source
He's
of
not
pain.
he's not gonna let me live that
I need
down.
to talk to my therapist. Listen, I'll chat to end of the week. But go on, sorry.
Yes. No, it was just and then even looking back at some of the footage, I'm like, damn, I had some energy, and I'm like, oh yeah, I took my men's multivitamin that day, so that's why I had all that extra energy. Because it's nothing I have to turn on. I'm just going out and being myself, which is a beautiful thing to be able to wake up and you being yourself is making way for you.
I love that, and I'm going to try and be there tonight. So I'm going to be trying to be in the crowd, supporting, shouting very loudly. So if you hear just the madness and you see someone go like this at the front of the crowd, you'll know it's your boy. You'll be like, listen, brother,
Okay.
come on. I want to ask you a last question as well.
Yes.
You're amazing. And like we said at the top of it, master of music, I'm calling you. And I expect great things of you in the future, but you've also worked with some of the greats, like the real greats in the music industry. Who's one person who you feel like you either gelled with unbelievably in the studio or you learned so much from in the music industry? Someone that just sticks in your mind.
My father. So he he did introduce me to the industry as far as being on the road and being a production assistant for Earth, Wind & Fire at 16.
I saw, I read somewhere your cousin, was it? Was a producer. Is it your dad's cousin's a producer in Earth, Wind & Fire?
No. So
Correct me.
Yeah, no, I got you. And you're right. It's just I'm a retie it. So Pops is an audio engineer for Earth, Wind & Fire. I have a cousin named Yanni who is a producer. He did a bunch of stuff for like Maya. He did some work with Missy. He did Say Ah by Trey Songz. Wow. Shoot, I have another cousin who's also he does. You know how somebody has a job title where it's so confusing you really don't know what to. But it has to do with like people getting artists their publishing and royalties and stuff like that. Like he's very smart, and he actually was teaching at UCLA as a professor. So we have business-minded as well as musically inclined as well in the family. So yeah, that's how that started.
You had a great foundation, basically. That's really, Earth, Wind & Fire. I mean, that's ridiculous in itself. Like,
I know, right? I
that's
mean,
a joke.
and for that to be my introduction
Yeah.
to the road. So I had just, I felt that was an amazing start, because I could have just been thrown into it and not known what, where, and how. But because I had the wherewithal and the knowledge from working in what I call the Hive, which is, the production team that's putting the show together, to be a part of that, and then to be a background singer later, and then for me to be able to take the front. So I've gone through almost all the stages, of how to get to or where you go to.
And I can't, like, that entire era, by the way, you're saying it as a start, like, we were speaking about you being a genre bender. But I think at the heart of a lot of your music is that disco, funk, and soul. Like, you kind of span those genres so well. And even, like, a lot of my friends sent me the Tiny Desk earlier this year, and you just showed the whole repertoire. Like, it was absolutely... Did you enjoy the Tiny Desk?
Oh, Tiny Desk was so...
And the drip again.
It was high.
Ooh.
Yes. Now, the outfit choice there was definitely my inner child driving, because I wasn't able to celebrate Halloween when I was growing up. So I figured I'll just dress up on my tour, and bring my imagination to the show. So, yeah, Uncle Bobby was definitely one of them. I still need to do Pootie Tang. I've been meaning to do Pootie Tang, and I need somebody to be Biggie Shorty with me.
I think Dan, I've got
Okay.
I'm gonna nominate him. We'll get him on board, but just let me know. We're gonna have to fly out to the US.
Yes.
Is it gonna be US or international? You're gonna do this.
You know what? That's a good question. I don't know if I've spent anywhere outside of the country on Halloween, but yeah. Honestly, at this point, it's just a day, so I can dress up at any time. That's the whole point.
Halloween's 365 days a year for us.
Yeah,
we almost need to give it another name.
What did RuPaul say? We're born naked. Everything else is drag.
Come on, listen. Everything else is a bonus on top. So you got to create from that point onwards. You are a legend, sir. I'm hoping to see you tonight, live in action. I've never seen you perform live.
Oh, you're in for it. Just bring shoes that are comfortable that you can shout in. Make sure that you are mindful of your neighbor, because when we folks be in church and they catch the spirit and they be wanting to flare their hands up, they hit somebody in the eye. Now we got a black eye from church. How do we even get here? So
Listen, sometimes you got to make sacrifices, my man. If I'm leaving a Durand Bernarr gig, I've got a black eye, but my soul is full.
Okay,
listen, full,
it's a great exchange.
Black eye is cool. Listen, the ladies think black eyes are sexy on the weekends in London. It's cool. I've got like that rough and ready.
Looking roughed up.
Looking rough and ready. Thank you so much for sitting down
Absolutely.
with us. Durand Bernarr here with myself, Karim Bitar.